So now we're going to talk about our monarchs.
Our monarchs, which is, so like this is 2 weeks now. 2 weeks ago we had a visitation. No, it's more just like...
No, it's been a week.
It's been 9 days.
9 days.
She came on Wednesday. Wednesday of last week. So, oh my God, so it's just a week.
It's a week.
A week ago today, the monarch
Retirees.
came for the fall, for the fall migration, and started laying eggs last Wednesday. So there's something that just resonates with us when she comes. There's just something because she's so endangered. And then to see, oh my God, she did come this year, and we're gonna get to help. And one of the reasons we bring them in is there are predators that would get the eggs, and there are predators that would, they're also opportunistic,
They're parasitic
insects which lay their eggs in a larger caterpillar. So then when they go into chrysalis, the caterpillar, the monarch caterpillar, all of a sudden flies come out of the chrysalis or wasps come out of the chrysalis. So we've learned that it is gross.
It's not gross to them.
Yes, but it's...
but the earlier that we
can
take
find
them out of their natural environment,
an
the
egg
better
are
chance
tiny.
they have to go through the whole process and then release.
And you just go and you see the eggs in the garden and you bring
We
them in?
watch her.
Oh,
We watch her, and then my job in the morning is to wash off all the aphids I can find on the milkweed, and then I'm also now looking for eggs, or because it's been 3 to 5 days beyond that.
Little tiny caterpillars.
Tiny
about
caterpillars.
a 1/16 of an inch.
That's tiny.
So this is,
Tiny.
they've laid their eggs on 3 different types of milkweed. So this is incarnata. Oh, okay. I don't know if you'll get this, but see, you can see the holes in the incarnata leaves. We brought them in. We brought these in as eggs. So then here is, there's a tiny, tiny little caterpillar, and it's about,
Oh, yes.
it's huge in comparison to what it was
It's probably
3 days ago.
Uh-huh.
So this is incarnata. The tropical milkweed, the annual, is over there. And yesterday, I'm not going to do this, but there was a small egg. So there are small eggs on these too. So, and this is the first one yesterday was laid on tuberosa, the common milkweed, or butterfly weed. So this is tropicals, mostly are tropicals over here. There's a little incarnata. These are almost all incarnatas, swamp milkweed, and this is, so this comes from the Gulf of Mexico and Mexico. So it's not native, but they love it, and it's important because it's non-native that it dies at the end of the year, because down in the Gulf of Mexico now there's a phenomenon with tropical milkweed that because it's not dying back, because our winters are getting warmer down there, it's starting to have like a virus that is passing to the monarchs. But up here we don't have to worry about that because for sure it's cold enough that all the tropicals die. And then we replant those each year. Karl harvests the eggs. No, not the eggs. The seeds, which are plant eggs. So last year, the first year we actually did this, we raised and released about 20 monarch butterflies. About 4 years ago. Last year we raised and released 145 of them. This spring we had a great visitation and we really watched where she laid their eggs, and we raised and released 77. So now we're really happy that we have a fall group. 1 year we were done by the end of October because it's a long commitment.
It was April to the end of October. We had children and we were caring for them, and we were feeding and cleaning up after them 3 to 5 times a day. And every time you do that, it takes about an hour. So if we do that 5 times a day, 5 hours of our day was just taking care of the monarchs.
It's like having an infant at home.
It is, but it's, we both have master's degrees. We both have taught at universities, and this is what we do. We raise butterflies and clean up poop. And
But the thing about monarchs is they can be carnivorous. So if you don't give them enough food, they will eat each other. So
Oh,
we
gosh.
really watch that. We also have to watch how many is in each cage because they get claustrophobic and they're not happy with us.
Oh gosh.
And then they butt heads, you know, and they scar each other up.
It's like
the
the
thing that-
pandemic, us in the pandemic, same thing.
Yes.
The
I
thing
mean,
that's
it's-
different about them, though, from the black swallowtails,
They're
is
like clockwork.
they come out. They come out about 10 to most 14 days after they've gone into chrysalis. So their whole process from egg to flying away is about a month. And they will come out and they will fly away. They do not overwinter here. The other last little tidbit I would throw in is the black swallowtail caterpillars have learned, because they are, oh, I have two more tidbits. They have learned that the birds and the animals leave the monarchs alone because they're poison. They're eating the milkweed, which is poison. So a bird will drop a monarch caterpillar if it tastes it. They have camouflaged themselves so they almost look exactly alike a monarch. The last little thing I would say that's really important about pollinators is when you start looking at, you know, that the insects are food for this and this and this and this. So a chickadee might have a clutch of 2 or 3 eggs. To raise that clutch of chickadees to maturity to fly away takes 10,000 worms or caterpillars. So that's why when you're driving through neighborhoods that are deserts for the production of worms and caterpillars, there's sorrow in that. And the scientists are finding chickadee nests where all the babies died because there wasn't.
Or there's bird seed in the nest, but the little babies can't actually digest
Aw.
bird seed. But the
Aw.
parents are desperate and there's nothing for them to
Aw.
eat.
Poor things.
So if you're a birder, that's why we put up bird habitats. You know, if you're a birder, you go, I got my bird feeders and blah, 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 blah. And it's like the baby birds can't eat the seeds. So you need to consider the whole habitat,
Right.
the function of the whole habitat, so the mama and the daddy can feed the babies what they need to grow.
I just love how you're taking into account all of the parts of Earth and caring for every bit of it. So thank you for your important and inspiring work and your service to everybody and everything. Such a pleasure.
So you want to have flowers that are blooming in March so that when she comes out, she's very hungry. She spent the winter hibernating. She has to have food to eat. So it's really important to plan your garden from winter really to winter, not just high season.
I love